This is the last lecture for this set of lectures for the lab, a DSCLab on measurements and Arduino usage and introductory lab. I'm going to review the PreLab and the LE. Just the big picture, there's some PreLab exercises. They're about really guiding you through acquiring an Arduino, testing it out, making sure you understand the specifications, the input and output pins, and so on. I'd like for you to have it set up on your own computer and be able to run that LED blink program. You're probably going to redo that in lab. Well, you will, but you want to make sure you've got that any problems ironed out. If not, then contact us, contact the TA, let them know what to prepare for when you come to lab. And then of course the PreLab has a couple of steps that where you just you want to study the experiments that you're going to run in lab, but it's just got a couple of quick reviews of potentiometric circuits so that you understand how to use those. The LE follows up with a couple of questions, and I'll show you that on sketching the circuit that you used and built, and also providing a table of the measurements that you took. Let's just go to the Canvas page so I can quickly go over those steps. Again, be aware you're going to be working independently, so you should bring your own Arduino. If you don't have one, as one of the steps is here is to let the TA know everything that you need to make it work. The TA is going to be working at their own station, kind of walking you through everything. So there's a few steps here, and there's a lot of them, but they're all very basic steps. First one is just give us a statement that you have or don't have an Arduino. So that's number one. We expect that a lot of engineering students have used an Arduino. So number two is just give us sort of a self-scoring, how familiar you are with Arduino. Again, this helps the TA know who's in the lab section and who needs help and so on, and so please provide us an accurate scoring of your proficiency with Arduino usage. You'll be expected to know something about the Arduino, how to use it without damaging it and so on. So it's helpful to read its specifications, like for any part of any equipment. So I'm asking you here to kind of review some of those specs and tell us something about here, for example, the maximum current that one of the power pins can provide, how much power can be provided at that pin, and so on. What maximum voltages can you put into one of the pins when you're making analog inputs? There's limits on these things, and it's good to know them so that you don't damage your Arduino. Test your Arduino. Make sure that there's a lot of compatible Arduinos. If you have any questions, let me know. I mean, you don't have to buy the Arduino brand, and there's a lot of them very low cost that you can buy. They work. We've used them before. They may not last a long time, but that's it's up to you. How much you want to spend. And what we might say authentic Arduino might cost you anywhere from $25 to $30. Bring your laptop. If you can't, then let us know, because again, the TA is going to expect that you have. If not, then we need to set you up on one of the computers, and sometimes that's not a reliable setup for you. Again, submit a statement saying, that you're ready to work. Get everything set up so that you can run programs, and demonstrate that by saying that you run the LED blinking tutorial. It's just kind of some steps that walk you through that, and tell us a little summary if you had any issues. Finally, there's a couple of questions here on just basic potentiometric circuits. One is to draw kind of study what a resistive potentiometer is. You're expected to know that how it's configured as a voltage divider, and just explain that, sketch it out, how it depends on knob position. And also this asks, potentiometric circuits, as I mentioned, are dissipative. So how much power does one dissipate if you have a certain size potentiometer? Sketch a circuit and so on. So talk about that. There's a note here about expectations that you should have a laptop. Again, we understand things break and so on. Just keep us aware so that the TA can prepare appropriately.